Hey guys, Caleb here with DSLR Video Shooter, and today we're talking about why I'm going to be saying goodbye to using Rode microphones, and we'll get to why here in a little bit. But first, if you are looking for some audio gear, watch this video, check the links in the description. Those will be affiliated, so that always helps the channel out at no additional cost to you. And if you are already happy with your audio stuff, maybe you should check out our camera guides over at the Academy to learn more about getting the most out of your camera for video. Now, I want to get some things said out of the gate to potentially curb some hate, anger, and misconceptions. First, I want to say that I've been using Rode microphones for about 10 years now, and they're a great company. They've done so much good for the filmmaking community, lots of giveaways, contests, and they make good stuff. All of these microphones are good. They'll give you great sound. I just think that of recent years, we've started to see a lot of better alternatives, and I'm recommending these microphones less and less and less. So I want to talk about why, and why I'll probably be selling a lot of my Rode gear because I just don't use it anymore. I also want to say that this video is not sponsored. No one has paid me from any of these companies, and I also own all of the equipment we're about to talk about. So no silly, funny business here, just a shooter talking about his microphones. First, let's talk about the on-camera lineup from Rode. In my opinion, if you are going to buy a Rode microphone, there's really only about 2 or 3 that you should consider. The Rode VideoMic Pro or Pro Plus. This is the Rode VideoMic Pro, so not the newest, best, most expensive one. And then the Rode VideoMicro. These are going to do a good job. I would avoid, with a passion, a burning passion, the Rode VideoMic Go and the Rode VideoMic, which has several different flavors at this point. So let's talk about the Rode VideoMic Pro and why I won't be using it anymore, and some alternatives, and why I would recommend other alternatives. So this microphone is $229. If you're up around $300, you're going to get the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, which is essentially a very similar, if not the same microphone with a ton of added features. So the sound quality isn't necessarily different, but it adds a rechargeable battery built in, the ability to have a -10 dB pad on one of the channels, buttons on the back, an auto on-off feature so you don't have to constantly use the switches and remember to turn it off, things like that. And all that is good. But this microphone, I have found just the quality when it comes to sound isn't very good. There's so much low end on this thing, and you might think if you're used to listening to bassy music that that's a good thing, but it really isn't. You can add that easily, but it's harder to remove, and it can, especially if you're in a vlogging scenario, which is hilarious because vloggers love this microphone, it's going to raise up that low end, which often means you're going to hear more hum of air conditioners, power, traffic, all kinds of issues. Enter option number 1 as a contender or replacement. This is the Asden SMX15. I've reviewed it in the past. I've actually compared it to the Rode as well, so I'll have that video for you guys. It's kind of in between the Rode VideoMic Pro, the second edition, and the newer Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. So it also has a lot of the similar features, including the plus 20 dB, which is great for especially cameras with weaker preamps, a -10 dB pad, it has a low pass filter and all that good stuff. And then there's also a switch to turn the microphone on, like it would be on this guy, the Rode VideoMic Pro. But there's also an auto mode, which means when your camera's off, the microphone's off. When your camera's on, the microphone turns on. So a great feature. It still uses AA, so it doesn't use rechargeable, it doesn't have a USB jack on it, but it has a very convenient little door to quickly access those. It's a great option, and it's $200. So you're saving some money there. I think this sounds better too. So we'll do a sound comparison here in a second, but it's a great little microphone. As you can see, it's very similar in size to the Rode VideoMic Pro. It's actually just a little smaller in the overall footprint. So Asden SMX15, a great microphone. Next up, we have this guy, the newest microphone in this whole video pretty much, and it is the Deity D3 Pro. Now, this microphone adds a lot of new features, and it's also $200. So another option and another price point. This one, what's unique about it is it has the exact same form factor as a normal shotgun microphone. So you can throw this thing in your bag or your kit and it will work beautifully with all your other, accessories for different microphones. That was a weird sound. Okay, so yeah, this microphone is pretty sweet. It also has a built-in battery, USB fast charging, it lasts forever. It comes with a ride coat mount that has a little sled that allows you to move the microphone forward if you want to use your eyepiece, which the Rode VideoMic Pro is really not that good for, or backward if you're using a wide-angle lens. Another cool thing about this microphone is it does have a 0 to plus 20 dB capabilities, but instead of a switch where you have to choose, this one has a really nice dampened dial on the back, and it's stepless. So as you're recording, if you need to alter your sound a little bit, you can do that without hearing a huge jump or spike in your sound. And then the really interesting thing about this microphone is it has a TRRS connection. What does that mean? Well, you can use this microphone on your camera. You can actually get an adapter and send phantom power to it, and it'll convert that to the correct amount of power. You can also plug it into your phone and immediately use it as a shotgun microphone on your phone. So it's a very, very flexible microphone. It has an onboard processor that'll handle whatever you throw at it. So now I'm going to compare the sound across all three of these microphones. We'll throw them all together on a little stand here and see what they sound like. And now I have all three microphones right here. We've got the Azden SMX15 as well as the Rode VideoMic Pro right in the middle, and then all the way on the end here we have the Deity the D3 Pro. We'll be able to switch back and forth. You'll be able to listen for differences and see what we find out between these three. I will say that I'm almost positive we're going to be hearing a very heavy kind of low end from the Rode VideoMic Pro. In my opinion, it's way too much. It's also the most expensive microphone, but you will be saving some money if you go with the Asden SMX15. And then as we work our way up to the Deity, it has a ton of features compared to the other ones. USB-C, quick charge, lasts forever, the dial on the back, being able to plug into pretty much anything and automatically know what it's working with. So that's a pretty big deal. And all three of these are able to boost the audio levels. Right now, they're all set to 0. To give us an idea of what's going on with our levels. That gives you an idea of the differences between these three microphones. Next up, the only other microphone I would recommend from Rode is the Rode VideoMicro, and of all their microphones that I've tried so far, this is the one I still recommend people buy. That said, I have tried some alternatives, and I've done a video on this guy in the past. This is the Movo VXR10, and it is $20 cheaper, and it's louder by a good margin than the Rode VideoMicro. So if you're really struggling to get those levels where you want them, this would be a good option. Now let's leave the on-camera microphone world and move up a little bit and talk about shotgun microphones. I've owned several Rodes in the past, including the NTG2, that was my first big boy microphone way back, the NTG4, which I'm holding right now, and it's the only Rode microphone I still own that's an XLR shotgun microphone. And then I've used the Rode NTG4 Plus, which is essentially this microphone with a battery built in, and that's USB rechargeable. Now, this microphone has shot a ton of videos. A lot of my stuff has been recorded with this guy, and I still think it's a good microphone. But for, I think it's like only $10 to $30 cheaper, you can move from this to the Deity SO2, or the S Mic 2, I should say. I have that right now above me out of frame, and I'm using it for pretty much all my videos now. So it's a shotgun microphone. It's way better built than this guy. It is lacking the -10 dB pad and the low and high pass filter buttons, but you can do that in post. And it's super robust. It's waterproof. It's pretty amazing. It's modeled after way more expensive microphones. So that's kind of where I'm at with that whole thing. This is going to sound like a Deity ad, this whole video, but it really isn't. I've been buying these microphones and using them all around the studio, and I love them. Another interesting thing about these two different microphones is the output levels. The Deity is significantly louder than the Rode. So let's do a quick comparison. You can hear the quality differences as well as the level differences between these two microphones. And right now we're listening to the Deity shotgun microphone. I've got it just out of frame. above me, and we're listening to it. So we will be comparing it to the Rode NTG4, and this is the Rode NTG4 connected in the exact same position as I had the Deity, also being recorded with the same levels on my Mix Pre 3. So we're going to listen for character differences in the audio quality, but also in the levels between these microphones. Now I want to talk about wireless audio. The RodeLink system has been incredibly popular. So many people have switched to it from older systems, and it was really pretty advanced when it came out. And before long, I'm going to be doing a review of some really interesting brand new systems from different companies, including the recently released, they haven't fully released the whole set of kits, but the Sennheiser XSW kits are here, and these things are amazing. I have one here. This is an XLR receiver, and here's a 3.5mm transmitter. They have a gazillion different connection combinations, and they all pair with each other. Here's the RodeLink right next to one of those transmitters. Pretty big size difference. Now I haven't fully tested these, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how they compare. Maybe I'll do a video comparing them with the RodeLink system. They're a little more affordable, and again, you can buy different packs and do all kinds of wild things with them, which is amazing. There is another new system that will be coming out too long, also from Deity. And I'm really excited for this system because it has a single receiver and 2 transmitters. So things are getting pretty interesting, and I'm really excited to try those out. And if they're going to perform well, it's probably time for me to say goodbye to the RodeLink. So those are some thoughts I've been having for the last year, and I've been thinking about making this video for a while when it comes to Rode and why I won't be using their microphones going forward. I don't want this to come across as me bashing them. Their company has done so many good things for the filmmaking industry, and I think that is incredible. And hey, that might even be worth buying some of their microphones just to continue supporting that. So they're a great company, and they do make good stuff. It's just we're starting to see some better options from different companies, in my opinion. So that's really going to wrap this video up. Hopefully this helped maybe some of you who are looking for new microphones. If you still have Rode gear, they're gonna work just fine, like I've talked about. If you wanna see more videos going forward on audio, I'm gonna be doing some kit videos, and I'm really excited about those, building some audio bags. It's gonna be pretty fun, so make sure you're subscribed here to the channel. Thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.